Hi, friends, and welcome to today's live level up conversation. Happy Tuesday to you. I hope you had a beautiful Mother's Day weekend if you were celebrating. If not, either way, I'm just glad that you're here tuning in live, or if you're catching me on replay, thanks so much for being here. Let's get started.
Welcome to Level Up with Winnie Sun. Market update. Speed round. Award-winning financial pro. And now, get ready. I present to you Level Up with Winnie Sun.
Hello, friends. I'm Winnie Sun, your host, award-winning financial pro, Forbes contributor, and a CNBC council member. I'm just so happy to be here with you as we're drumming down to the end of May here. We're streaming live on over half a dozen different social media platforms. So jump right in. Let me know how your week's been going, how your day's been going. And I'd be really grateful if you come in and introduce yourself. And for what I usually start the show off, of course, is to talk about how the market's doing. And I wish I had better news, but if you haven't heard already, it's been a pretty troubling time in the financial markets the last few weeks. And it doesn't look like things are going to get any better anytime soon, but still, we should talk about it so that you know where we stand. Today is a triple down day. The Dow closed down 336 points. The Nasdaq closed down 22 points as well, and the S&P 500 also down 26 points. But, it's going to get better because we're going to talk about a lot of business news today, and some I think might make you chuckle a bit. But before we do that, let's start with our question of the day. Now, I really like this because I think it's important for us to celebrate even the smallest of wins. Here's our question of the day. For those of you who are catching me live, Vicky, I see you on Facebook Live. I expect an answer. I want to hear what you think. And if you're watching me on replay, definitely, reply, put a comment, let me know what your answer on this is. And that is, what is one thing that went well for you this week or weekend? Anything that we can celebrate together? Definitely don't be shy. Jump in. Let me know how your week's going. I'm going to say that I had a great Mother's Day weekend. Honestly, I kind of forgot it was Mother's Day weekend, but because we've been so busy at work and at home. But fortunately, I have the most amazing kids, and they brought just the most thoughtful gifts. You know what? I wish I should prepare them. They're not here right now, but I should have brought the gifts to show you. So thoughtful, and I'm just grateful, guys. Really, really great kids. So hopefully you have something to celebrate. Definitely don't be shy. Jump in. Let me know what went well for you this weekend, or that's been going well this week for you. And maybe if you have something that you're going to be celebrating soon, or somewhere you're going to be going soon. Love to hear about that too. All right. So let's jump in, talk about some of the trending business news for today. This is what you came here for, and that's what I'm going to deliver. Let's just say that the debt ceiling talks are continuing. If you're concerned about the US government not be able to keep a good balance sheet, making sure that they don't continue to ram up to the debt ceiling, well, you're certainly not alone. Feel like they should get this done with, because it just seems like every few months we have to talk about this again. And whether they're going to raise the debt ceiling or if they're going to, make concessions. Well, President Joe Biden, as you know, is hosting more congressional leaders at the White House this week, second meeting, in fact, for the debt ceiling issue. Now, they're saying this is right after the market closes, and a great article on CNBC that came out and talked about that, in fact, progress has been made on the meeting, but negotiations will continue. They're doing a lot of one-on-one talks between House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and two White House aides. So they're seeing if they can get this done. Let's just say if they can't get this done, good luck with the financial stock market. It's going to be ugly. In fact, a lot of people have been warning that this deal needs to happen. They need to come with some sort of resolution. Although the agreement isn't guaranteed, of course. Of course, we're in a better place today than we were, say, yesterday. There was a lot of talk that, the two different parties in our government wouldn't be able to come with some sort of resolution. But President Biden has directed staff to continue meeting daily on all outstanding issues. And he's also expressed an interest in just checking in with leaders to make sure that this is going to happen, I guess, because he's returning from a trip overseas. Now, the White House is, of course, continue to be optimistic that they're going to be reaching a responsible bipartisan budget. In fact, we saw a press announcement earlier today as well. I caught a little bit of a clip of it, but nonetheless, this should be concerning, especially for those of you who have money in your 401k or investments in general, because let's just say if they can't manage to figure this out for the debt ceiling and the government has to shut down and people aren't going to get paid, people are going to like that. You're not going to like the way your financial accounts look. And I'm sure you haven't been that crazy about how they've been looking the last few weeks anyways. Last few, not just few weeks, but probably last couple years as well. So this is going to, of course, President Biden, of course, the second leg of President Biden's international trip was canceled, as you know, because of debt ceiling negotiations. And I think for good reason. I think you need to fix things here in the United States first. And if it means that you cut your trip short, then you cut your trip short. And that's what's happening. So we'll continue to update you. Hopefully we get news in the next day or two of that we can get this taken care of, but it's not there yet. Speaking of which, let's talk some more about what happened in today's markets and why things weren't that great. Well, companies such as Home Depot, unfortunately, reported disappointing revenue and guidance. And so you saw some weakness there. Now, why is that important? The reason it's important is because, well, people are concerned not just about Home Depot and all the things that you would buy at Home Depot, but also that retail sales in general here in the United States are weaker than expected. So people are paying attention. They're like, well, what's going to happen to Target? And if people aren't spending, what does that mean for our economy? Is it just draws even closer to recessionary periods, which is interesting enough because people don't spend as much money because they don't feel confident that they're able to continue to earn more to cover those expenses, and because they're not feeling that confident about the financial markets and the stock market and the monies that they have currently invested. So kind of like one of those catch-22s. But on another story that came out, I was going to talk to you about this is, are Americans tired of shopping? So we know that Home Depot reported disappointing sales, right? Falling lumber and weather changes have also impacted Home Depot sales, but also weaknesses in the housing market. I mean, interest rates are so high and the Fed is having to continue to increase interest rates, which puts pressure on mortgage rates, which impacts people buying new homes, which, as we know, so often when you move into a new apartment or, a new rental or into a new home, you tend to buy new furniture and home furnishings. And that benefits a lot of companies such as Walmart, Target, Home Depot as well. But, obviously some of this is trickling in. You're seeing disappointing earnings there. So we're going to see what happens as we see more earnings come out from Target, Walmart, some of these other realtors to see what consumer sentiment is like and whether or not we're heading closer to recession. But yet, I thought there was another interesting story. And actually, this is sort of concerning that we're going from one story that we're talking about people not wanting to spend to this story. And this story also is that U.S. household debt here in the United States has reached a record $17 trillion. This is according to a report that just came out from the Federal Reserve. This is data that they came out. So credit card debt continues to be skyrocketing. So people aren't spending money, or they don't really want to spend money on one side of Home Depot and perhaps retailers. And on the other side, they keep on putting more things on their credit cards. Where are people spending money? And is it for things that they absolutely need? Because if that's the case, then that's like multiple areas of financial concern here in the U.S., in the United States, right? Credit card debt stands at $986 billion. This is compared to from last quarter to first quarter of this year, which breaks the historical trend of post-holiday declines. So U.S. debt has risen by $148 billion in just the first quarter of this year, which is, of course, an increase from the last quarter of 2022. Now, to give you an idea, like, yeah, it's a lot of money. It is crazy. And I see Vicky comments that it's crazy. It's totally crazy. So this is a lot of money that people are putting on credit cards. And this, this upward spike includes mortgage debt, student loans, auto loans, home equity lines of credit. And let's just also say that this debt isn't just like, a stagnant or finite amount of debt because of the interest rate that's tacked on to these things like credit card, mortgage. So, like, this debt is just going to continue to balloon, get and worse. So this is definitely very, very concerning because during the pandemic, savings actually increased. And the pandemic wasn't, I mean, the beginning of the pandemic, we're still in the pandemic, but the beginning of the pandemic, wasn't that long ago where people were saving more because they were spending less because they were, in many cases in lockdown or treating themselves as being in lockdown. But now spending and borrowing have picked up, like, not now that it's eclipsing previous times. So this is definitely very concerning. We'll have to pay attention to this tied with the debt ceiling, tied with continuing inflation, tied with like the higher cost of labor and whatnot. These are reasons that we as investors, as Americans, should be really, really paying attention, really concerned. And most importantly, if you are concerned, I highly recommend you seeking advice and help and making sure that you will be financially okay if things turn south sooner rather than later. So that's my bit of warning. I hope you hear it loud and clear because here's my last story. And then my last story is a positive and fun one. And this is on Taco Bell. So Taco Bell is on a pursuit right now to liberate Taco Tuesday. Now, what does this really mean? Okay. Well, there's a sort of a serious story to hit this as well. Taco Bell is filing legal petitions to liberate Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, I guess, its trademark are owned by Taco John's since 1989. So Taco Bell is asking for a trademark trial and appeal board to cancel Taco John's trademark registration of Taco Tuesday. It's interesting. When I think of Taco Tuesday, I think of Taco Bell actually. And like I think of all the other places that sell tacos as well. So I don't necessarily think of Taco John. So maybe this trademark should be liberated. I don't know. I'm not a legal professional. I don't know how Taco John's feels about it. I'm sure they're not that excited about it, but Taco John's owns the Taco Tuesday registration in 49 states. And I guess there's a company called Gregory's that owns it in just New Jersey. But so I'm guessing, Taco Bell and all these other places can't use this to market. I don't know. But yeah, so that's what's happening. Taco Bell is hoping for freedom, liberating, freeing Taco Tuesday. And so they're asking for support to sign a freeing Taco Tuesday petition on change.org. I know. CrossX Fighter, it's so nice to see you. Joshua is here. It's always a treat to have you. And saying that, like, yeah, Taco Yummy is from Vicky, and that Joshua loves eating Taco Bell. Maybe this is one of those. Maybe there are certain things and certain phrases that just can't be trademarked. And maybe Taco Tuesday is one of the things. I don't know, but it's interesting news, and it was actually trending financial business news. So that's what we're sharing today. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that you're having a wonderful week. And I want to just thank you so much for watching, our esteemed audience for watching, tuning in to Level Up Live. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like and subscribe, please. And you can also find full episodes of Level Up with Winnie Sun on NASDAQ, Amazon Fire, Samsung, Roku, and many other platforms. And don't forget to check out Yes Factor with Winnie Sun on Apple Podcasts and the LinkedIn Podcast Network. With that, I look forward to seeing you again this week. If we have big news, financial news, I will be coming to you again tomorrow. If not, you'll definitely be seeing me again sometime this week. All right. Take care. Be well. I'll see you very soon. Take care now.